Good morning, everybody. Did your parents give you the same rules growing up that my parents gave me? You know, look before you cross the street. Did you have that one? Check. Make your bed, clean your room, eat your veggies, wear your seatbelt. Check, 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 check. Don't talk to strangers. Check. Wait a minute. Don't talk to strangers. We've been told that our whole lives. Don't talk to strangers. You tell your kids not to talk to strangers, but what are we doing in social media? Talking to strangers. That's what it's all about, and not just talking, but connecting. So several years ago when social media started, people thought it was really weird. Maybe some people in the room here thought it was weird. The people here don't think it's weird anymore, but a lot of people out there are uncomfortable with it. And really, when you think about it, we've been told not to talk to strangers, so it kind of makes sense that people would be a little curious about it. And when the Harvard students were figuring out Facebook in 2004, another group of alumni from the University of Notre Dame, a small group of those folks and their friends, had already created a social site. It was celebrating their 5th anniversary by the time Facebook even came out in 2004. The site is called ndnation.com, ND like Notre Dame, ndnation.com. You can check it out while I'm talking. You might go there and look around at the different message boards. There are some for football, and don't talk about anything else other than football on those boards. Rock's House, only Notre Dame football specifically. There's a variety of boards devoted to sports, but my favorite board on there is called the Back Room. And the Back Room is where people can ask about anything. There's people post about comic books. You know, really? Who reads those now? Are we in the 50s? Oh no, there's a whole genre of all of that. And don't make fun either, because there's a lot of people that are involved in that. You could post, I hurt my elbow last week and I'm not sure what it is, and here's the pain, and then within 10 minutes, orthopedic surgeons will reply saying about your elbow. Or my kid has this ear thing, what is it? And an ENT will respond about that. And there's just all these experts from around the country. The site has about 10,000 handles, registered handles. We're anonymous, supposedly. Over the years, a lot of us have gotten to know each other. Many of those people are my dear friends and colleagues, clients, and there have even been marriages that came out of this site that is not a dating site at all by any means. So let me tell you just a couple stories. One of my favorites was about a year ago, a little 4-year-old girl named Kimmy was diagnosed with cancer, and her uncle is a longtime poster. So her uncle posted a prayer request, very often that those are on there, and you don't have to reply anything major, you can just write done after that, just to let the person know you're there for them. So a poster posted about his niece, Kimmy, and then she had cancer, and then he would give updates, and people would ask about the updates. And then another poster shared that his son, Adam, had cancer. He was 8 years old. And so then we'd ask about Kimmy and Adam, and you wouldn't believe the spirit of these children. It was unbelievable. I would cry and whine if I hurt my ankle, or had a hangnail or something. These kids are warriors, so they became our little ND Nation warriors. Last July, Kimmy's uncle posted about something about that she sort of wanted one of those pink Cadillac Barbie cars that kids drive around. So another poster, I don't know Kimmy, I don't know her uncle, I don't know Adam, I don't know his dad, I don't know this other poster, had never spoken to any of them. This other poster said, maybe we could all chip in and buy this Cadillac for Kimmy. She said, I don't have any idea how to go about it. So I emailed her, and we all have handles with our email addresses attached to them. So I emailed her and I said, I could create a page off my website and a link to PayPal, and let's try it. So I did that, and we put it out there, and within a few hours, money started coming in. You get the emails from PayPal. All this money was rolling in, $200 or $300. We had that the first day. And I thought, well, more people probably want to be part of it. So my thing on the community is, first off, read more, post less. So don't just jump into the community without understanding the community and the culture and the people, right? You get that. So my thing has been to give, and give more than I take, and give a lot. And then I create opportunities for other people to connect and give and do business and become friends. And I've even fixed up a few couples as well. So I like that behind the scenes too. But anyway, back to Kimmy. Within a few days, this money was coming in, two or 300, 500, 700, 800. So there were 4 of us having these emails behind the scenes. What do we do now? All this money's coming in. Kimmy's uncle said, let's open it up to Adam as well. Since we have all this money, let's do something for him. So we changed the link. We put that out there. More money came in. Within 2 weeks, I finally had to cut it off because it was overwhelming. $4,000 from all these people who don't even know these kids. We had enough to buy Kimmy that little Cadillac and all kinds of other toys and prizes. We sent Adam to the first Notre Dame home game last year with his dad and his brother and his mom. Had hotel paid for. They went to a Yankees game in some special area where the special Yankees whole experience is. All kinds, I don't know about that, but some big thing he was really excited about. And just all kinds of action from this generosity. And people were emailing me, oh, you shut the link off. I'm like, yeah. And all the Facebook fees, the PayPal fees were covered. So 100% of their money went to the 2 families. Earlier than a year later, earlier this year, so about 6 months later, Kimmy was selling Girl Scout cookies, but she was in the hospital and she couldn't go door to door. So we found out, hey, if you give the money and don't take the cookies, the Girl Scouts will send the cookies to the military. Boom, within a week, $3,000 came in. Kimmy got the credit, the military got the cookies. I wanted to send my address for those cookies, but I didn't do that. So that's a couple stories about very personal things. And then one other one I want to share with you was I've had clients from there. There's all kinds of career transition opportunities, business networking that happens. But one other one that was very important to me was 5 years ago, the day my niece was graduating from 8th grade. I made the Saturday morning roll call post about it. Later that night, over on the football board, somebody was asking me about that. Person I'd interacted with many times, but you can't talk about your personal life over on Rock's house. So I said my email. I said, hey, send an email. We'll chat offline about it. And I went to bed. I didn't get an email. Like, what the heck? So the next morning I woke up and I'd had an email from this person at about 2 in the morning. And it turns out he's a really slow typer, and that's what took so long. We had a few exchanges on email, and then I thought, I'm busy. I don't have time for a pen pal. Send me your phone number and I'll just call you. I'm not thinking anything. I've called dozens of people. I have 57 clients from this site that I've worked with in the last 5 years. At least 57. I lost track. I didn't even go back past 5 years. I've been on there for almost 10. And so this person we started having these conversations with, for a couple weeks, we talked on the phone once a day or so. After a couple weeks, he said he was going to fly into Kansas City and take me out to dinner. What? Like, wait, back to no talking to strangers. Hold on, now it's creepy internet crazy guy is going to come and cut me up and put me in a suitcase. So then I thought, one of my brothers is a lurker on the site. So I told him about it, and the site gets 50,000 hits a day. It's just a small community, but it's very active. And I told my brother, what do you think? And he said, oh, yeah, he's a good one. He's a good guy. And I'd known this person for years without knowing him. Anyway, he came into town, flew in June 3rd, 2007 was the first time, took me out to dinner. And then he's been flying into Kansas City every 3 or 4 weeks for 4.5 years. Last year, we bought a house together in Kansas City, and he proposed to me on Christmas Eve, and we're getting married this summer. So, yay! So people can go from being internet strangers to dear friends, colleagues, even spouses. So thank you for letting me share my story with all of you. Have a great afternoon.